Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. And this one is a major one. It will get major changes to the story and to the current saga. So let's see where it will actually go. Welcome to part 10 of What If Luffy Was Never Born. Today we are going to talk about the Whiskey Peak arc, but first let's look at our death counter. Last week we talked a bit about the Reverse Mountain arc with Crocus and Laboon and everybody else who was there, but there were no deaths at that time, so we are still at 9 deaths. But I can already tell you, this is going to increase today by more than 50%. Let's see if you already know who is going to die. We are now in the Whiskey Peak arc in the Arabasta saga. Like I said, this is basically the most important arc for the Arabasta saga. Well, it's not like that in the canon version of One Piece, but for this version, most of the stuff that happens here is the deciding factor for the outcome of everything. So let's take a look at it. First of all, Vivi, or Miss Wednesday, and Mr. Nine, both of them will return back to Whiskey Peak after they didn't acquire the whale meat or anything else on the Reverse Mountain. But to their surprise, I mean, they will get welcomed by their friends, co-workers, and everything else. And without the party they have to do to fool the Strawhat Pirates, they might have 1 or 2 days or like one evening for themselves, just relaxing. But then in the night, 2 more people are going to come. And those 2 are Mr. Zero, not Mr. Zero. Mr. Zero just sent them here. Mr. Zero sent Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine to Whiskey Peak. Whiskey Park. Whiskey Peak? To get rid of some spies he found out. And those spies are obviously Vivi and Igaram. But without Luffy and Zoro and everybody else from the Straw Hats here, I mean, it's mainly Zoro and Luffy who did things here, but without those 2, there is no chance that Vivi and Igaram are going to get out of this. Just like in the original version, Mr. 9 and also Miss Monday will try to protect their friends, but they will just get easily defeated. And because of this betrayal, they will most likely get killed here as well. And because of that, well, Igaram will die protecting Vivi. He will just try his best to defeat those 2, but he doesn't stand a chance. Vivi might try to run away with Karoo, but there is no way that she can escape. Even if she gets on a ship, the ship was set up with a bomb from Miss All Sunday and all the other stuff. Vivi is also going to die here. And that also leads us to consequences. We have 5 deaths in this arc. 5 major deaths. We have Miss Monday, Mr. 9, Igaram, Vivi, and also Karoo. Those 5 people died in this arc, and this leads us to our new death counter of 14. Well, that's a lot of deaths. Without Vivi ever returning back to Alabasta, that also means that her father will never find out the true identity of Mr. Zero. Which also means that there is no one actually knowing what Crocodile is up to. Oh yeah, if you don't know, Mr. Zero is Crocodile. And without Vivi there and the Straw Hats, the Rebels Army Chief Kuza will also never meet Vivi again. And it will also basically lead to Arabasta's doom. It will all stop there. Kuza will just try to attack the city, the royal city, because of the rain stuff and all the stuff, and there will be the revolution, and then Crocodile will take care of the revolution and become basically the new king, because the king is corrupt and he will become the new king of the island. But that's stuff for the Arabasta arc in the future. Whoops. Okay, we're here right now. Mr. 9 and Miss Monday, they were actually going to become a couple in the future. We saw that in the cover story from the Decks of the World, We saw those two sitting on Whiskey Peak, in a Whiskey Peak, just casually relaxing, looking at the newspaper, probably checking up on the Strawhat Pirates, and they also had a child together. Well, technically speaking, those two dying also leads to the death or never being born of their child. But we don't need to count that little baby there, even though it's really adorable. Just look at this sweet fella. And obviously, Miss All Sunday doesn't even have to take care of the fake out ship Igaram is on. Igaram, well, is already dead, so there's nothing to take care of. Well, that's a whole lot. 5 deaths in this arc. Major deaths with Vivi, who is actually considered a Straw Hat, I think. So that's another death on the Straw Hat counter. With who died? Or everybody died, basically. No, Sanji's living. Zoro died. Nami is still alive, but could also die. Usopp is dead. Sanji is alive, but we will see what the future will bring for him. And now Vivi is dead. We are closing into the next Straw Hat as well, but that's still like 2 more videos in the future. For now, I can't wait to see you all again next week, when we check out the Little Garden arc, and all about those giants. Have a great week, everybody!